So.
So, welcome everybody to the ITB Travel Fair. My name is Andreas Weigel. Diginetmedia is a company based in Schneeberg in Germany, and from there we're servicing the whole world with these virtual tours like TUI Cruises, AIDA, Hapag-Lloyd, Robinson Cruises, etc. So our agenda for today is the following. Who are the users for virtual reality? What's the market like? What are the potentials there? Then I'll talk a bit about hardware solutions and show you some headsets, and of course the content, and to conclude we'll have some practical examples. Virtual reality has become an extremely hot topic during the last years, and it's still increasing, and I'd like to ask you something. Who has tried out a virtual reality headset? Quite a few who haven't tried it out. Who is a tour operator here? And travel agencies? Anyone here? And someone from the competition who do content? Facebook, Google? No one here? So, Swift had a piece on travel brands and meeting planners using virtual reality in order to increase conversion. So, new virtual reality platform launched by LA Tourism to plan meetings. So you can see that the whole world is working on it, but we have a huge potential in Germany too. 62% of Germans would like to use VR for planning their trip, and 13% of them would even pay for it. That's quite surprising. And already this year, 43 million people will be using VR headset. What about yesterday? We had these different devices, optimized everything. We had to use all that. But today we have something that's added. That's the VR headset that has above average growth. Who are the users? More than 80% of the participants in the study would like to try out virtual reality. As you saw, some haven't. Here in the audience at least, and we have three important areas in that field. We have travel, the tourism industry in order to discover your trip destinations. Then we have the film industry. Some of you might have looked at VR content via Netflix. And then we have gamers who want to immerse themselves in virtual realities to have fun there. Those who have tried VR have given positive feedback. 81% of all those who tried it would recommend it to their friends, and 79% would use VR again. And the most used word to describe VR experiences was cool. So if you tried it out and then take off the headset, you say it's cool. So what's the market? What are the potentials? And I'd like to ask you, who of you can remember their first mobile phone? What was it? A Nokia? I can well remember I had these car phones, the huge boxes with the and it was very heavy, very uncomfortable, so you had to pay 5 Deutschmarks to the minute. And today, if we think of smartphones, iPhone, what it can do for you, it can even display VR content there. Amazing development. And what does the future look like? Statista did a research, said that the turnover will be $9 billion in a few years, and in 2018 we will have 171 million users, and the sales of VR headset will be many millions too. So, of course, the price will become relative. It will be around $100 in the future. So the hard and software prognosis are also very interesting. 2015, 2016, and 17. The hardware market will increase, but in 2018 it will start to stagnate. But the content development, the software development, will continue to increase. 16, 17, and 18, the production of content for VR will increase even more. Through virtual reality, we have an increase in efficiency too, especially in the e-commerce field, and especially when it comes to booking trips online. Through VR in the tourism industry, we have many advantages. Of course, VR is important in trip planning today too, but consumers, yes, they love it, as I just said. Who are the players in the market currently? Of course, we have Facebook, we have Google with the cardboard, we have GoPro, who just bought Color, and Samsung with the Gear for Air, and of course the Vive headset by HTC. Let's take a look at the hardware. The headsets being used in travel agencies currently. The Zeiss headset is #1, of course. It has a universal insert. You can insert any cell phone you like, high quality lenses, and it's also usable for wearers of glasses because it's compatible with your glasses. There's enough space. Then we have the Samsung Gear for Air. I cannot choose any mobile phone. I have to use a Samsung phone, and I can also adjust the dioptries, and it's wireless. Then we have Oculus Rift, which is also one of the most popular. It costs €700, and you need a high-performance computer. That's also very expensive, but it gives you beautiful graphical displays. And you can come and see us at Hall 5.1 to take a closer look. A cheaper version is the cardboard headset, available for €10. I have some with me. You can take a look at them. I can brand them, of course, and it's a great marketing tool. The next stage is the Daydream. That's also interesting. It's made from felt. It's quite lightweight, easy to handle, but it's a bit complicated to insert your mobile phone. I think Google has to do some work on that. The more devices we have, the lower the prices get. From 315 in 2050 in 2014, it's about $100 currently. What about the content? We have the cruise industry, who's done huge productions with VR Mein Schiff, for example, and AIDA, Aldiana, etc. And they use that to market their hotel destinations. It's a fact that VR and augmented reality have been extremely popular since 2014, but it's a long-term marketing. So the big times are yet to come. We're just beginning to develop this field. The current limits are content. There's not enough content, and the tour operators would need to produce more content. And the hardware is also sometimes problematic, but we have a certain saturation process in place there, and of course high prices. As I said, Facebook and YouTube offer 360-degree video functions since last year, so it's nice to play around with your smartphone and look at it, but also Twitter and WordPress are taking it into consideration. So some practical examples. Also in travel agencies, I have a small video for you in order to show you how it works. So welcome, I'm in the travel center, and I want to show you how easy it is to offer your customers a 360 degrees with our 3D headsets. So, I'm sorry, but the interpreters didn't receive the video in advance, so it won't be translated.
Ein Handy und legen das dort ein und können dann über diginetmedia auf zum Beispiel mein Schiff gehen und auf mein Schiff dann den Schiffsrundgang machen, und zwar in 3D. Also der Kunde kann wirklich, meint, er wäre direkt auf dem Schiff, kann sich die Kabinen ansehen, kann sich das Restaurant ansehen, den Spa-Bereich.
Die Frage ist halt, wie macht man das?
Wir gehen auf die Startseite von diginetmedia. Dann kann ich hier die verschiedenen Punkte auswählen. Wir gehen dann auf mein Schiff, TUI Cruise. So, und dann habe ich die Möglichkeit 1, 2, 3 und 4 auszuwählen. Wir nehmen mal mein Schiff 4. So, und dann bin ich in diesem Menü. Dann gehe ich hier auf die Kamera. So, und dann lege ich dieses Handy.
Ach, guck mal, da teilt sich der Bildschirm. Hast du gesehen? Zeig mal nochmal den Bildschirm.
Ja.
Ach, okay, cool. Ja.
So, und dann lege ich das Handy in dieses Gerät hier ein. Wenn ich dann reinschaue,
muss ich das zumachen? Nö, ne?
Aufs Menü gehen und kann dann zum Beispiel auf die verschiedenen Kabinen mir anschauen.
Innenbereiche, also man kann Kabine.
Ja.
Okay. Himmel und Meer Suite Steuerbord. Und immer geht noch ein weiteres Fensterchen auf Gold. Wohnen und Schlafen. Oh ja, ich habe Mehrblick. Ist das geil. Und das machen die Kunden?
Ja.
Das ist ja schon cool, ne? Mhm. Als wenn man sich da reinlegen könnte, also wirklich mit dem Anfassen und so. Was passiert dann beim Kunden, wenn du das nimmst?
Also der Kunde, der ist dann wirklich absolut begeistert, weil er dieses Schiff wirklich eigentlich vor sich sieht. Er steht auf dem Schiff und meint, er ist direkt schon an Bord. Und man kann den Kunden wirklich so dann auch davon überzeugen, dass er zum Beispiel jetzt anstatt einer Innenkabine eine Balkonkabine bucht, weil ich sehe natürlich, auf dieser Balkonkabine kann ich aufs Meer rausschauen, ich kann mich abends hinsetzen, ich kann noch einen Wein genießen und ich habe das einfach, was ich daheim nicht habe.
Wenn wir jetzt also kein Samsung-Telefon haben und nicht diese Brille hier, diese für knapp über 100 Euro, sondern uns entscheiden, eben so eine 10 Euro günstige Variante von diginetmedia zu nehmen und ein iPhone haben, ist es dann im Grunde genauso leicht?
Ja, das ist genauso leicht. Wir gehen also hier aus diesem Programm raus und verlassen praktisch dieses Samsung-Modell und gehen hier auf dieses Cardboard, geben das hier ein und dann lege ich das Handy in dieses Kästchen hier ein.
Das probieren wir dann gleich mal.
Genauso wie bei dem anderen Modell mir das Schiff 3D anschauen.
Robinson, TUI Cruises, Hapag-Lloyd, Arosa, AIDA, Aldiana, Best Western. Die Barbara hat gerade gesagt, dass du den 360° 3D-Rundgang durch die Schiffe, durch die Hotels einsetzen kannst, um deinen Kunden noch mehr zu begeistern von dem Angebot. Und so hast du heute die Chance, wenn du einer der...
Genau, also verlosen tun wir jetzt nichts mehr, aber wir können am Ende dann, ich habe ein paar mitgebracht, hier oben haben wir die Kiste und das ist das Portal, was diginetmedia zur Verfügung stellt. Und so sieht das dann aus, wie aktuell was da für Reiseveranstalter drin sind. Derzeit haben wir Kooperationen mit der QTA, wir haben Kooperationen mit der TUI. Wir betreuen derzeit 9000 Reisebüros mit diesem Content, der eigentlich im Reisebüro wunderbar verwendet werden kann.
So, okay, we have that content and we're offering that together with travel agencies. So we have many events we're dealing with every year. We get lots of questions by travel agencies, and one of them we put into one of our applications. We have the consultancy mode. So, for example, you have a customer with a VR headset and they want to know the difference between the internal cabin of the balcony cabin at AIDA and the cabin at my ship. So you can then directly control the customer and show them the comparison between the two cabins. So they compare prices, compare cabins. So that's an opportunity for you to market your ships. So you can click on different devices in the travel agency and you can that way you control the customer, how he moves around in that virtual reality, and you can get a closer look at that at our stand. But not only with the headset, But many travel agencies tell us that's great, your headset, but we're not interested in that. We're rather interested in having that application run on other devices too. And I'm getting back to the devices. We can use our application for desktop computers, on an iPad, wherever you want. You can have the 360-degree content. You just need one platform, one application. The experiences with sales with VR, anyone who's using it, like TVG, for example, are using it. They have a trailer touring Germany, and diginetmedia with Oculus Rift has incorporated the virtual reality content. We have experiences, of course, at trade fairs, like last year at the IGB we had N424 reporting on VR at our stand, and the moderator was quite enthusiastic about it. Then we have cooperation with travel agencies, many events we had to visit, like, for example, you can see here RTK, yearly event on Tenerife, and the Schmetterling Kontakttage, another event exploring VR reality. A very nice event was last year in Greece, at the Kos Island, a TUI franchise annual meeting. Here too we had large interest for VR, and the usual word was taking off the headset. That's cool, isn't it? So the most recent event last year was the franchise meeting TUI Travel Star on Mallorca at the Robinson Serena Club. Lively interest here too. People wanted to just experience how it works. This year's first event was the FVW, the Digital Marketing Day in Düsseldorf, and here too, two operators could take a closer look. We also had a speaker, Omar Karata, and he talked about how they incorporated the platform by diginetmedia into their system, and Sebastian too was informing our travel agency partners, and we had Udo Lutz from TUI Cruises reporting on how the 360-degree tours on their website had increased the conversion rate, and they are offering it free of charge. David Schlee was present too. He's a web analyst, and he had done some research on the application of VR headset and conversion rate. What's happening there? This is just a small example. We have a conversion rate of about 2% for the entire website. And if we filter for 360-degree tours, we can see that there the conversion rate is 4.48%. So that's an increase by 220%. What about e-commerce? We have a certain rate, and through these 360-degree tours, we had an increase of 22%. So virtual reality has finally arrived in the mainstreams. The travel industry and tourism planners use this demand in order to address target groups in a more individual way and achieving higher conversion rates. This is a statement by Swift, and why should we start using it now? It's important to discover the world before starting out on your trip. I have a differentiation. I can set myself off against my competitors. I have a higher sales, a higher turnover, I have higher conversion rates. I have a new form of interaction with my users, and it will play an important role in the decision-making processes when booking trips. So in the travel agency, if someone looks at the cabins on a ship and looks at different cabins and may book a more expensive one because of the VR headset I have, had some profit. So I'd like to come to a practical test now, and if there's anyone interested in having a practical experience, we have some cardboard viewers up front, so you can come up and just try them out. We have inserted a voucher there, and there's a code, and you can use that code on our website. It's displayed on inside of the viewer, so just try it out. It's a great way of exploring. Are there any questions? Any questions on VR and travel booking? If there are no questions, I'd like to say thank you, and feel free to visit us on our stand in Hall 5.1, stand 103, if you have any questions or interested in trying it out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andreas.